Hey guys, it's Adrian over BHA here bringing you another video. So when I mentioned this video in my status update, this is for the Zemismart water shutoff valve or smart water shutoff valve. I had a link or had an image of the Zigbee version of this device. But when I decided to start actually playing with it and looking into it more, I noticed that the version I had was the Wi-Fi version. So I looked all over their website and I could not find a Wi-Fi version anywhere. Reached out to my Zemismart contact. She let me know that they are going to be selling the Wi-Fi version of this water shutoff valve again, and it should be on their website as early as this week. So I don't have a specific date yet, but keep a lookout and you should see it out there very soon. Nonetheless, we're going to check this thing out. So again, here is the Zigbee version on AliExpress's website, but again, they don't have the Wi-Fi version either. I mean, for the most part, it's the same device, except that, of course, you would need some sort of Zigbee stick or SmartThings hub or something to control it that way. I'm not really sure that I have a good place to put this thing in my house. The way it's designed, I don't really have a valve that has just a single arm that will allow you to turn it on and off. I like the concept, and of course this thing will work for water or gas, so you could use it in either scenario, either of those that you want to turn on and off. But I thought we'd go ahead and test this thing out. Let's try to put TASMOTA on it and see how it works and see if we can get this thing up and going. So let's do a quick run through of everything we're going to cover in this video. So of course for starters, we'll do our normal unboxing of the device. Once we've done that, then we are going to attempt to flash it with TASMOTA. And then once we got that flashed, then of course we need to configure our water shutoff valve in TASMOTA. Once we get it set up the way we want it, then we are going to add it into Home Assistant using MQTT. Lastly, we'll just see how this thing works in action. So let's get started. So it comes here in this little white box. This is Smart Home Sensor and Control. Of course, it has a label on the top. It tells you what the model number is and everything. Opening up the box, of course, we see it comes with a dedicated power supply. And then, of course, here is the module that will basically open and close our water valve. And then, of course, it has some brackets in here that will allow you to mount it to the pipe or wherever you're going to be using it in line with your cutoff valve. Now, here are the instructions that usually come with it. For the most part, these are really only on how you will get this thing added into the Smart Life or Tuya app. There's not a lot of information as far as how to configure it to actually work with your cutoff valve. But, we're going to give this thing a shot anyway, see how it works. All right, so now that we've unboxed our device, let's see if we can't plug this thing in and get TASMOTA flashed onto it. We're using a trusty Raspberry Pi here with the 2U convert installed on it to flash this thing. Now, in order to put this thing in flashing mode, from what I understand, if we hold down the power button on it, you basically just hold it down with it powered on, and it will start flashing. When the light starts flashing, it is in flashing mode, and we should be good to go. All right, so as we are connected into our Raspberry Pi, we're going to do a start_flash.sh, which will kick off our flashing script on 2U convert. And of course, it'll come up, you'll hit enter. Another thing you have to make sure you do is make sure you have your phone or some other kind of device connected to the vTrust Flash SSID. And of course, it has the password listed there if you've never done that before. And we're going to let this run and see if we can't get it to go. And it looks like my first attempt might have failed. It doesn't seem to be connecting as of late. I'm going to cancel this and try it one more time. Run start flash again. Hit enter. All right, so this thing is going now, and bam, it looks like it is now flashing. So it does happen from time to time. I'll kick these things off, and that first attempt, for some reason, just doesn't ever make the connection. I'll cancel it out, do it again, and all of a sudden, it's flashing almost immediately. So don't ever get discouraged if it's not working right off the bat. That's not necessarily uncommon. At the end here, we're just going to tell it we want to do a basic build of Sonoff. So we'll do a curl http :/10.42.42.42//3, and it will finish out the install and reboot the device. So we should be ready to move on to the next step. We're going to connect it to the Sonoff SSID and add in our wireless credentials. I'm going to change the host name to be Water Shutoff just so I know what it is. And we'll hit enter. Now it should be connecting to my Wi-Fi network. All right, so as you can see here on the TASMOTA templates page, there's not a Zemismart version of this valve that anybody has ever added into a template here. That's not to say that it won't work. Obviously, we have TASMOTA installed on it. Both of these look similar to the device that we have. Figured we would give these a shot and see if either of these templates might work. So we need to plug all this information here into our templates page. All right, so that one did not work. Let's try the other one here. It's slightly different. And that one did not work either. So neither of those worked. So back to the drawing board. We're basically going to have to do this ourselves. I'm not going to display all that here, but basically I did get this thing functioning. I went through the normal troubleshooting process of figuring out which button was the relay and which one was the LEDs and which one were the button or switch. So I do have it fully functioning, and of course I will update TASMOTA with this model as well so that they can add this into their templates. It was more of a trial and error. Unfortunately, they didn't have one already there, but we were able to figure it out on our own, so not too bad. All right, so we need to double check our MQTT config to make sure we have everything set up in MQTT. So of course, make sure you set your host name for your MQTT server. For a client, I'm just going to call mine Water Shutoff. Username and password. This is what I use to have Home Assistant communicate with my MQTT server as well as any device. I'll put that in there. Topic. I'm going to set it to Water Shutoff. Once you have it configured the way you want it, go ahead and save it. we are ready to move on to the next step. All right, so now we are going to get our water shutoff valve, switch, whatever you want to call it, added into Home Assistant. So I'm going to edit my switch.yaml file here. Find me an open spot down at the bottom. The platform, of course, is MQTT. For the name, I'm just going to call it Water Shutoff. The command topic will be the same that I just configured on my device. So it's Zemi/cmnd/water-shutoff/power. And for the state topic, it will be Zemi/stat for state /water-shutoff/power. Payload on, of course, is on in capital letters, and payload off will be off in capital letters. Set the retain to true. And of course, we'll go ahead and save it once all that's in there. And we're just going to jump over to the web interface of Home Assistant and restart Home Assistant for the changes to take effect. We'll give that a second to come back up, and then we're going to move over to that last step. Here we are. We're going to kind of test this thing out. So, of course, as you can see, there's the water shutoff valve on the left side here. I have TASMOTA's web interface pulled up. On the right, up here in the corner, is the water shutoff valve in Home Assistant. So we're just going to give this a shot here. It's currently turned on. Go ahead and flip that switch off. And as you can see, it immediately turned off on the TASMOTA side as well. And of course, it started shutting off live there. Let's turn it back on from the TASMOTA side. As you can see, it immediately turned on in Home Assistant and started turning itself on as well. That's the end of the video, guys. Again, I'm not quite sure where I'm going to use this yet, but if you have some of these types of valves with a little arm that you can turn on and off, either gas or water, these might work out pretty well for you. Give you the chance to be able to turn these on and off remotely and control them within Home Assistant. Again, I haven't seen it updated on their website yet, but I am told that very soon they will have these for sale again on Zemismart's page and probably AliExpress as well. So if you're interested in one of these, just keep a lookout. They should be coming back on their site very soon. Let's do a quick run through of everything we covered in this video. So of course we started out by unboxing the device. Once we did that, we flashed it with TASMOTA custom firmware. Once it was flashed, then of course we did some configuration to make sure we had it working and functioning properly. Once that was done, we were ready to add it into Home Assistant. Lastly, we just looked at it in action. Again, that's the end of the video, guys. Like I said, I don't have a good use case for this necessarily, at least not yet that I can think of, but I do think it's a pretty cool device, and the fact that we were able to get TASMOTA in it is pretty awesome as well. If you liked the video, please subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions or comments, hit me up in the comments below. As always, if there are any videos out there that you would like to see that I don't already have out there, let me know in the comments as well, and I will see if I can't get something put together for you guys. Otherwise, I'll see you guys around. Thanks.